welcome to this special show in association with the Business World. My name is Vineet Malhotra. Well, everything in life is about supply and demand, and when either of them goes missing from the equation, you have a problem, and that's exactly what COVID-19 has led to. There's been a slump in demand, there's been a slump in consumption of goods, and that has affected and had implications on the larger part of the economy. The government did come out with schemes and plans. The stimulus package was announced by the Honorable Finance Minister, and it has blown hot and cold. It's appealed to some, it's not appealed to a few. What does it mean for the business segment of our country, MSMEs specifically, because they employ about 12 crore people in the country. But have they really benefited from this stimulus package, which was perhaps targeted for them or devised for them? We'll try and find out from some of the best business minds in the country. And joining me on the show is Mr. Sanjeev Bajaj, Managing Director of Bajaj Capital, Ms. Pooja Pathak, Co-founder and Director of Media Mantra, Mr. Vinod Gupta, founder of VG Learning Destination and 88 Tuition Singapore. We're also joined by Ms. Iti Tyagi, founder of Craft Village, Mr. Navroz D. Dondi, founder and Managing Director of Creatiges Communications, and Mr. Arjun Chadha of Blazing Trail Technologies. And last but not the least, Dr. Anurag Batra, CEO of Business World and Exchange for Media. Mr. Bajaj, I'll come to you first. My question predominantly is an extract of my monologue as well. My opening monologue. What has the stimulus package done for the country, if so anything? A lot of people feel that this was nothing but a regular economic push activity which was done by the government. And the only different element to this was that it was targeted towards those people who have been inflicted, affected, or perturbed by this pandemic called COVID-19. Demand is at an all-time low. We've been doing this show on a regular basis. A lot of positivity is emanated, but a lot of negativity also persists. And who's going to address that negativity? Is it the government's job, or is it time for us to introspect?
See, the economic stimulus, I don't think has helped the industry as such. Even the maximum thing that is coming out there are some loans which will not require a guarantee. But at the end of the day, they are still loans. And you have to understand, like if you were forced to pay salaries to the people, full salaries, you could not restructure your businesses. At the end of the day, businesses are suffering a huge loss. Because for 2-3 months, they were closed down. At the end of the day, they're carrying bank loans. There was no waiver on the loan, or there was even no reduction in the interest there. People are still demanding rents. There is no policy that has been come out for rent. So point is that economic stimulus, at least for the industry, did not help. There is an old saying that whether, when there is a problem, you give a person a fishing rod or you give him the fish. So what has happened in India, we have given the fish. So I think the only people who have got help, provided they have got the anaj and the other stuff, are definitely the people at the bottom of the pyramid who have been given free rations and all. Hopefully they got those rations. It is impossible for us, but as an industry which gives long-term sustainable employment to the people, and at the end of the day, see how long can you keep giving freebies? At the end of the day, people have to earn on their own. But that package wasn't anything up to the mark. What people were expecting was something like what was done in international market: pay me a part of the salaries, help me with my rent, or at the same time just create rules. Even if you can't afford these, just share the burden. Okay, so tell the banks, okay, please reduce the interest, give a moratorium on interest for a couple of months, see how you can compensate the bank, maybe reduce the fixed deposit rates that we are paying to people, allow some waiver of rentals, that okay, rentals will get reduced by X percentage for the next 6 months. And if the landlords have taken any loans against their properties, then they'll get some waiver on those loans. So a lot of things could have been done which wouldn't have had that much economic impact, but it would have spread the burden. Now the point is that all that burden needs to go on the companies companies can't sustain that burden. Today, they don't even have employees. All the employees, due to all the all the talk about migrant laborers and this thing and free trains, everybody has gone back now. So even if the industry wants to reopen, it doesn't have enough employees. And at the same time, the way the disease is spreading, then you are scared, you are having shutdowns, people are not going out, they are not buying. So point is that this is like a very bad economic situation which people have to last out. And the economic stimulus has to be about that how can I make people survive during this 6 to 8, 9 months. And I'm sorry that, that thinking of that way was not done. It was say, okay, let me give some loan or let me do this, let me fund the cash flow as long as, we are able to get the votes, we are able to tell people you got the salaries or you kept your jobs. But that's not the way. You have to make that industry sustain. If that industry collapses, then all the big dream of made in India and all is going to, collapse. So point is that the industry needs a much more clear-cut stimulus. It needs the burdens that it has on itself to be spread out. You cannot do anything to create demand in the short term. It will take time for the demand to come back because people who can spend have been hurt individually. A lot of people are sitting back in their villages. People are scared. They are not going out. So whatever you do, this demand is not going to come back in one day. It's going to take time. And we have to spend that next 3 months, 6 months. We have to be tight with our finances and we have to live through that. And that needs to be the focus which was not there. And I think a lot more needs to be done, but it's better late than never. If the government wakes up now, it will be wonderful.
So Sanjeev, we want to come back to you to ask you about liquidity. Is there liquidity in the market? How do we bring back liquidity? You gave some ideas, and how do individuals look at their personal finances? We'll come back to you, but at this point, let us get Mr. Vinod Gupta. Mr. Gupta, you're an education entrepreneur. You have global operations. You have Indian operations. Now, are you happy with the stimulus? Do you think the government could have done more, or you think the government has done its best? And where do you see the Indian economy in the next few months?
So, given the kind of funds which Indian government has, the direct tax collections have virtually collapsed. And with the current funds which the government has, please see, we have to prevent a hunger war. If the people are hungry and they start looting the houses, which happened once in Africa, you can imagine the situation, what will happen. So I believe the giving of the rations and all to the poor people prevented this hunger war. And given the state of situations, I think that was the best thing the government could do, because out of the population of 130 crores, 80 crores are the poor people. And had we not given the ration to them, you could have imagined what a war-like situation it would have appeared. Maybe they were crashing the homes and looting the homes and all those things. So I think, I tend to agree with Mr. Sanjeev Bajaj as far as industry is concerned. Yes, industry has not got the right package, but if you talk about the general public, I mean the people below the average line, they have been given the right package. That's my view. Okay. And frankly, our business being education has not been really impacted, because education is one thing which will never stop. The education change. So earlier we were doing face-to-face as well as the online classes. Now we are doing mainly online classes. And frankly, the people are more inclined towards the online classes. And in the lockdown, they feel that the right time is to acquire education, acquire a degree. This is the surge we are seeing in the education sector.
Right. Pooja Pathak, a lot of things are being called the new normal, but a lot of people are very much interested in, getting the old profitability back. Is that a balance which is going to be struck, according to you, in the next few weeks, months, years? What's the recovery going to be like?
As much as we want the recovery to happen at the earliest possible, maybe a few months.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, she can. Yeah, Anurag, she's responding. Yeah, go ahead, Pooja.
Yeah, I'm saying as much as we want this recovery phase to probably get over in the next.
Pooja, you'll have to be a little louder. Pooja, you'll have to be a little louder.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I can hear you loud and clear, Pooja. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So we want this recovery phase to be, I think, gone, and it has to come probably in a few weeks' time, but it does not look like it will be happening in the next few months' time. And I think people are building up on their adversity quotient now. I think that's the new thing, that, how to really remain normal and be mindful and have this rough patch go away from your life. I think that is the quotient that we are all trying to build up for ourselves. I can talk from the communication perspective, the fact that it is all about sustaining and upgrading the brands right now. So a lot of things have come up in terms of homegrown brands that have to now come up. The need for vocal for local. So these are the things that have to now mushroom. And the recovery phase is only has to be positive sentiment that we can build up through various communication platforms. And not just that, I think behavioral assessments of the customers will also now change. So post-COVID will definitely not be the same as analysis. Brands have to be very, very careful and very smart to understand that analysis. And that is how I think the recovery phase we are all going to enter it into. But it definitely is not going to be the same as what it was before. But I think let us be very optimistic and think that it will be better for the country as a whole. I think that's what I feel about this right now.
Navroz Dhoni, you work with a lot of clients. Sports have been brought to a halt. Do you see the economic stimulus bringing back demand in the economy, or do you feel the government needs to do more?
Well, thank you for having me on the show. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, great. So, Anurag, to answer your question, yes, currently sports as a business or even marketing activity as a business has almost come to a grinding halt. In terms of the stimulus, I don't think adequate thought has been put into giving a stimulus to industry or different kinds of industry, like what Mr. Bajaj said just now there. I think it's more of a quick fix kind of a thing where it was spoken about making sure that hungry mouths are fed and there is no revolt on the streets. But besides that, I don't think any real thought has gone into trying to kickstart the business economy. For example, even a simple thing like the automobile business, which is anyway was a huge problem even before COVID, and now it's got hit so badly. I mean, why couldn't the policymakers think of bringing in a scheme that for the next 1 year you have interest-free EMIs and help banks to bring back people, create a sentiment, and start slowly bringing people into a buying habit. Till that happens, sorry to say, things are not going to be back to normal or even close to normal of what it was during pre-COVID times. Simple thing like a cinema hall industry or the movie industry. I mean, actually announcing a package for them would have been a very a big thing. Because
maybe the government doesn't want the demand to come back right now. Maybe it will do something to address, because these are all contact places. These are all high connection places. So maybe the government doesn't want to do something for them.
I'm not talking about starting making movies again. I'm talking about providing support to an industry. Has there any announcement been made where you say, okay, fine, for the next 1 year, I want people to come back to a movie hall once it opens. So no GST on movie tickets. Look at it. I mean, you're suddenly, revitalizing an industry which is anyway getting so badly hit. So they have to think out of the box, and the people like maybe you and me need to get out of the think tank.
Absolutely, you make a valid point. Iti Tyagi, coming to you now. Let's talk in hypothesis as well. There have been a few good developments in the last couple of weeks. We've come up with drugs, FabiFlu, Coronil. There's been a vaccine which has been designed. Assuming that these drugs work in the fashion we want them, and hypothetically speaking, say in the next 6 months to 1 year, we are able to eliminate COVID-19 from the world, or at least from the face of India. How long do you think will the economy take to come back, or rather to come back to normal or pre-COVID days?
This is a very difficult question because you see, it's not just about making the vaccine. You are also talking about a country which is, kind of involved into a lot of small trades. So not everything is digital. In this country, not everything is possible digitally. Like PM just said, vocal for local. How many of us are actually going and buying art online? How many? You won't. You will buy necessities online. We are just hoarding groceries, medicines, important things like masks and things. But what about the industry from where I come from? Craft is the second largest employment industry after agriculture in this country. It employs 50 million, and directly, and 250 million indirectly. Craft people who are either involved with the export houses, who are directly involved with, doing some growth deals, who are involved with doing events or some, craft products for you and me. I don't think so that it will be so easy to start that industry now, because these people are sitting in their home and there's no package being announced for them. Where is the package for craft? Whereas a country like Germany has given USD 1 billion for art and 50 billion for culture. UK has given almost 160 million pounds for artists. Where is any such support for artists in our country or the craftsmen? All right, the craftsmen have already have some lands in their home and they are doing agriculture in this time, and this was not an event season. But like after Raksha Bandhan or Diwali, like Diwali season for us, Christmas, when the events take place, in the another 6 months, do we see you and me going out and buying things from people? I don't think so. It's gonna take a lot more than that. It requires a lot of courage also, right? Like markets have opened up, but then how many people are going to markets and buying things? How much crowd do you see in the markets right now, in the malls right now? What is the use of opening up where there is nobody to buy? Whom will you sell to? So it's kind of not even
It boils down to bringing back demand. What it is you are saying is, how do we deal with the fear factor and how do we bring back demand? We'll come to that in a while. Arjun, you work both on the profit side and the non-profit side. Tell us, what is your response to the economic stimulus and how do you see the Indian economy in the next 6 to 9 months? Unmute yourself, Arjun. Unmute yourself, Arjun.
Arjun, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Yeah. So actually, I see that I'm coming from the gaming background, where right now we are seeing there is a boom in the market, as a lot of people are spending a lot of money. Means brands are spending a huge amount of money to advertise themselves inside the game. Even yesterday move, when it comes suddenly for 59 apps was blocked, then suddenly we saw that there is a surge in different apps. So there is an opportunity one side, but on the other side, there are few brands which are involved, like FMCG brands, automobile brands. They are not spending much. But having said that, we saw there is a spike which is coming on the educational side as well as on gaming side. And there are different brands who are coming together and saying that this is a time to build the technology for us. We are not doing any sales or marketing stuff right now, but there is a different change. Like it's for us, it's a mix of reality, because pre-COVID, it was different situation. We saw nobody was spending much amount of money when it comes on the advertising, especially on the gaming. But this time, the scenario has been totally changed, and people are spending very huge amount of money to do the tournament. Recently, if you know about, there is a big app which is got banned, like TikTok. There are opportunity apps like TikTok. We can create things like Cam Scanner. We can create things like Hagu. Of course, there is an opportunity. When I see this opportunity, I can say that we can be ready for post-COVID also.
But what about the next 60 to 90 days? Do you think there is a real worry that startups' revenues have come down substantially. No funding has happened. They may not survive the next 3-4 months.
That's right. There are startups, but people started pivoting their models. Few startups already died. Of course, government help, as you already said. Startups are not getting. Most of the startups are not getting any sort of benefits from the government, because we also face these sort of situations. We are not coming over in next 6 months at least, but there are new opportunities which are coming up.
Right.
Point over here.
Yeah, go ahead, Navroz.
We are talking about a country where the taxpayer base is very small. We've all been complaining about that. There is only 4%, 5%, 6% people paying tax. Now, see, people like us who are running a business and who are actually paying salaries to maybe 20, 40, 60, 100, 200 people. Now, those salaries are being paid every month. They're a part of the government's roster. They know it. It's not like I can fudge that I've suddenly hired Anurag or I've hired Sanjeev Bajaj tomorrow morning. I can't. If the government was really serious about a stimulus, they should have actually come into the picture and said, okay, fine, as I can't put money in your pocket, let me at least try and, help you with some way of saying, okay, fine, no TDS to be deposited, no TDS to be cut for the next 6 months, or maybe, the entire history of the company's employees. I'm going to put in 20%, 30%, whatever it is. Look at the government of Britain and how they did it. So I think we need to really, someone somewhere needs to actually sit down and talk to think tank and tell them that there is still hope. That if they come into the picture and they understand the woes of the business community, not just the traders, but also people who are actually paying out and running companies and paying out salaries. We don't want to sack people. We don't want to cut salaries. Who wants to do that? And the moment you do that, it has a snowballing effect. You understand? No salary, cut salary, less spending, less buying.
It's a virtuous circle.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. What we're going to do, Anurag, what we're going to do is we're going to take a very short break at this point in time, but there's more to talk about, a lot of ideas to in fact assimilate from our notable panelists. Mr. Bajaj, let me come to you. The question that's been brewing in my mind that I wanted to ask you even during or before the break was that do you think that the government has perhaps used that big brush for all its strokes when it comes to dealing with problems of the economy? Because when it comes to specificity, like even Iti pointed out, when it comes to specific segments and tangents and areas of the Indian economy, the government has not really been so granular, if I may use that word.
Yeah, so typically, see, the problem is that when you want to get very specific also is when you obviously can go wrong. Because, if you are going to, at a time of a crisis, going into each and every segment, then the chances of getting all the inputs and being able to do that is very, very. So at the moment, the need of the hour is an overall economic stimulus. Stimulus simply means giving more money in the hand of the private sector for them to spend. At the same time, as some people have said, the demand is not going to come back in one day. It's going to be a long run. I was asked this question: what about the liquidity? I think the liquidity is not there in the market today. Even if you wanted to borrow, we have been hearing that you can get loans without this thing, but the liquidity is not there because today it's very difficult to evaluate a business whether this business is going to survive. Is it going to thrive? It is not going to thrive because the whole situation is very fluid. So whenever you have to give a loan to someone, even if you're giving a collateral-free loan, unless it's a grant, you want to be absolutely clear that, look, this guy is going to be able to pay back. How is he going to be able to pay back? People are being asked, okay, how is your income got affected by Corona? Obviously, income has come back drastically. Then when the income has come down drastically, they don't have the ability to pay. So, I don't think that situation is that difficult. Look, even a simple thing like waiving off PF contributions for 6 months for both companies as well as individuals would have reduced the burden on a company by about 12 to 15%. on an individual by 12%. No extra money would have been required by the government, but 25% could have been saved by the companies. You know, it's simple. And if you don't invest in a PF for 6 months of your working career, it's not going to, you know, affect anything. At the end of the day, this is a very dire situation, but that 25% money that the companies would have saved, you know, would have been hugely beneficial for them. Similarly, you know, a lot of other things, I've given examples, maybe a 6-month reduction in rent and other stuff could have been done, which would have very easily given a very big stimulus to the sector without, without costing the government too much. And at the same time, it is important for people to keep working. You know, at the end of the day, people have to earn, people have to sustain. You know, living on freebies in the long run is not a sustainable measure. The point is that very good think tank now needs to be created that, look, how do we make the industry survive? And then how do we make them thrive? And how do we slowly bring back the demand? How do we slowly create? And this is going to take time. So anybody who thinks I'm on an expansionary mode, I'm going to do this, I'm going to take risks, then the person is, unless he's very lucky or to be in a very specific segment, he's going to be in a very bad shape.
You know, Sanjeev, you know, if it kind of alluded to or referred to the demand, now liquidity and demand go hand in hand, right? If the employment comes down, people will have less money to spend. Tell us, what can the government do to, you talked about bringing down the GST, you talked about, you know, direct money in the hand of employers. What else can be done to bring back the demand?
See, I don't think lowering the GST is going to create a demand. If the cost of a product comes down by 2, 3, 5%, that is not going to create demand. So what needs to be done to create demand is to give up people a surety that their job is going to be safe. Okay, it is to give them a ability to understand that, look, the money I'm going to be there, I'm going to have is going to be there for a long period of time. So it is only then when people have that job security do they start spending. If a person doesn't have job security, the first thing he does is that he doesn't spend on anything other than the non-essentials. And also we have to divide things into 2 segments. One is luxury and one are essentials. So essential, the spending will happen. Luxury, it's going to be a one-off. It's going to be the frustration. I'm used to buying, I'm used to spending. Now I will spend a little bit. So what the little bit bump that we will see initially, maybe in June, July, is not going to last, because that's just the pent-up frustration. I have not spent for such a time. Ladies want to buy something online, they want to buy some new dresses, or men want to buy some shirts or shoes. But that's not a long-term demand. That's just a pent-up thing that, look, I have not bought something. So for creating that long-term demand, that stability in that economy needs to be there. And for that, the companies have to understand they can sustain, survive. They have to be allowed to reduce their expenses. Systems need to be made, like what you said, deferring TDS, reducing the amount of tax that gets deducted, putting more money in the hands of the companies now. So on a GST, yes, if there is a long-term GST reduction rate, or even if the GST deferment carries a lower interest rate, but then government also has to run its expenses. So it's a very vicious cycle. So for me, it is better to do things which don't require government to put the money from itself. But and at the same time, you want to create employment. You said one of the best way of stimulus is government spending. But if people are not going out, construction is not happening, then where is the government going to do the massive infrastructure projects? Or how is the government spending going to go up? So, it's a very different situation. It's a very different economic environment. I think the only thing is that let's make the industry survive. And that's what globally the countries that have focused on are now seeing a much quicker recovery than the countries which have not focused on it. So for this, I think the reduction in interest rates, what I have said earlier, I am repeating that. I think that's the way forward to create the demand and stimulus for the economy.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Mr. Gupta, possibly if there is a silver lining for any industry in this pandemic situation, is the learning and education domain. You see that companies will spend more money and effort and energy on reskilling, retooling, and doing more on their L&D efforts.
Anurag, as you said, silver lining, I think, was the Chinese invasion. So after this Indo-Chinese tensions and our 20 soldiers massacred, you would have seen the Indian government taking very harsh steps. I think Adarsh was talking about TikTok being banned, so new apps coming in. I was just reading to it, there's a new app coming, TikKick, which has 5 million subscribers. It's a local app. And just sometime back, I was reading a new app coming, Chingari, which has in one day generated 5 lakh subscribers. So there's a silver lining. And I was reading today that Hindustan Lever is shifting the manufacturing operations from China to India. Apple is shifting from China to India. So a lot of Chinese American companies will be shifting their operations from China to India. So in that case, the liquidity will come into the system because these US companies will be putting the funds in India. And obviously these industries, when they come in, they'll generate employment, they generate overall demand for the capital goods, cement, steel, everything goes up. I see a silver lining here. And as you said, companies spending more on education. I think as Sanjeevji was saying that you have a cash crunch. Every company is a cash crunch. So I think companies may not like to spend so heavily on the education unless it's a compulsion for them.
Sure. Navroz, Vineet said, let's move from sports to business. But sports is a big business, right? Now, let's take the media sector. When the IPL happens in April, 3,000 crores are spent on media during IPL. Now, that money has been saved. The money on Olympic campaigns have been saved. When do you think the spends on media will come back? Will they come back in the next 90 days or will only come back in November when the Diwali is there?
Okay, the first point I'd like to make over here is that the word save is not something which is currently being seen as that, because it was a planned expenditure during that period, keeping in mind a certain amount of revenue. Now, if that revenue has been slashed by 40, 50, 60%, there's no question of that money being, saved. There is no money. So all the big boys who were supposed to be out there spending, so like I just said in my earlier comment, industries like the auto industry, who are looking at a revival for the new financial year, have been even further hit. Now, it's not about that saving anymore. So that money, I think, let's face it, has gone. Let's not kid ourselves that, 3,500 crores of IPL money is lying somewhere and will suddenly come back because one guy wakes up to say, okay, I saved that money. No, the money is not there. It's gone. What we need to do is now find ways and means of creating more opportunities for sales to happen, for business to happen, for demand to happen. Nobody is here to do charity to your media company or my advertising agency or sports events. No, we're all here to do business. And if it means seeing this year as a 0 year or seeing this year as a truncated expenditure, so be it. So I don't think we should live in a fool's paradise to say that, okay, these 5,000-7,000 crores have been saved and they'll quickly come back during Diwali. No, it won't.
But the reason I say it's a chicken and egg story, if you don't put money in demand creation, then the demand won't come back. And advertising can be a tool in creating that demand.
Correct.
So I asked that question in that context.
No, I agree with you. But the demand being created is for some, opportunity of somebody being able to buy it also. I can start creating want and desire and demand, but out there, those pockets are empty. And like just now, Sanjeev said and Vineet said that, you're looking at primarily focusing on your essentials, then suddenly you say, forget it. I'll wait for the next, few months to buy a new TV or a new motorcycle or a new car. I was planning to buy a new car this year, but all those plans have been deferred. Not because, suddenly I've become a different person, but I've become more prudent.
Sure.
I think
Right.
we have to be realistic about the situation, and for the next 6 months to 9 months for sure.
Thank you.
Right,
Rahul.
and Pooja, Mr. Gupta spoke of this opportunity that India has. 59 Chinese applications have been banned. Indian indigenous applications and businesses will get a boost, but also at the same time, when foreign companies, multinationals want to step into India, they're usually impeded by bureaucracy and red tapeism. What can the government do to, in fact, ease up on that front? Pooja? You'll have to unmute yourself.
By word, you are. Yes. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, okay.
I was. I'm on mute. Can you hear? I'm saying that
Pooja, you'll have to be louder. Pooja, you'll have to be a little louder.
is that when it comes to our company's DA, first thing is that we by nature. Hello.
Yeah,
Hello?
Pooja, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying as a country, so we have so many startups, and by virtue of that, we know that we are innovators. And when it comes to opportunities like this, when we have so much of talent right now and so much of homegrown who are waiting for such opportunities, I think there are so many markets, like, you look at so many other platforms which, because of the Chinese market intervention, everything, whatever was there as our native, I think people were also resolving to Chinese products and all. But now that thing is not there. So manufacturing and more opportunities are just going to penetrate here. Also for brands, lot of, if you look at the intent of what the brands are now communicating, it is more purpose-led. It is true that we are only doing grocery shopping and all these things right now, and all other plans have been deferred. But the scenario surely has to change. It is definitely, look at online. I think the way we have adopted the virtual was never the same as we had thought. Maybe 3 years down the line we will adopt something like that. But look at the way we have, I think all of us have equipped to that kind of a lifestyle, right from education to gaming to a lot of offices working and collaborating like that. So people have to actually get rid of their fluff cost and really see opportunities growing, I think, in the times to come. This is what I feel, in my opinion.
Okay, coming to your sector, give us stories of hope, but also tell us what has happened, last 100 days, what has it meant for your sector in terms of negativity, in terms of entrepreneurs not being able to sustain?
It's very interesting that this virtual world has taught the so-called artisans and artists to go online and
Anurag, we have a minute left on the show. Just a
explore the
minute.
possibilities. But we are a country where we are quite related to the sensory experience. So people have really been affected, and people are looking forward to the another coming 100 days. I think we will have to really push and infuse a lot of money in the economy, because it's a big sector I'm talking about. It's not only just the craft, it's the art, craft, culture, everything together. Events, exhibitions, everything together. So I think the sector has got really affected, and we have to come together again with the physical experiences, because the
Okay.
virtual
You
cannot.
know what? We have to wrap up the show, and we usually have this customary practice at the end of the show that we ask everyone how long do they think that it will take for the economy to recover. We don't have time to get your individual answers, so we'll get monosyllabic responses from you. Do you think that the economy is going to recover in the next 90 days? Just a yes or no will suffice because of the paucity of time. Mr. Bajaj, I'll start with you, sir.
Definitely no. I think it'll take at least 9 months.
Okay, Iti,
No.
Mr. Gupta.
Difficult.
Navroz, don't we?
Navroz?
Difficult to recover.
Difficult to recover.
You'll have
Navroz?
to unmute yourself, Navroz.
No, not not
Arjun?
90 days. At
No.
least, at least a year.
Arjun?
No,
Pooja?
no.
Okay.
Will take time.
Pooja, it'll take time?
Yep. Hello.
Okay, all right. All right, all practical heads in this panel, but we have had a few kings of wishful thinking in the past on the same platform. But nevertheless, it was a great discussion. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this very invigorating show.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.